Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be going over some alternative post-emergent weed killing things that I've been testing throughout the year. I said I was going to make this video a long time ago, and then I sprayed a lot of these things in the spring and had okay success with them, and I wanted to continue to try them. This space that's around me right now, I've just sprayed out using a 20% vinegar mixture, which I'll get to in a minute. This has been sprayed 2 times. I've also sprayed a big area at the garden center recently. I've got a landscape project going on there right this minute. And I'll say even after 2 times spraying, the toughest product that I'm gonna talk about, even after 2 times spraying, a week later, I can still see some kind of tough to kill weeds coming up in this space. So I have definitely not found a great alternative to chemical herbicides here. I've spent the year trying, I really have, but I don't know that it exists. One of the first things I tried is boiling water, and I think that actually either using propane torch or boiling water on sidewalk cracks and driveway cracks and that kind of thing, if you have weeds, actually works pretty well. I don't think I'd use the boiling water technique, which is all over the internet. I don't think I'd use that in my beds or my garden because the roots on your plants are very shallow, and so I think that pouring boiling water onto this weed, which will kill it, could potentially also damage fibrous roots that are up near the surface. It's just in my mind that way. I'm not going to do it. The first product I bought to use was this citric acid product right here. It's citric acid and vinegar are both acids, and they're just meant, they're just going to burn the foliage off of the plants. They both work exactly the same way. This is the citric acid product. I think it's 8% citric acid, and it's got clove oil in it. This product is by Bonide. It's called Burnout. I used this the first time during the spring at the garden center in several little plots, and I didn't have a lot of success with it. It was burning some things back and other things barely seemed phased. And so I ordered it again to try it out. And I kind of realized you have to use this product. You have to really, really, really spray and make sure you thoroughly saturate whatever you're trying to kill. And then it does a pretty good job of burning them off. The tougher weeds, after about a week or so, try to green back up from, come back up from the roots. And you can hit them again pretty quickly with this and do a pretty good job of killing them. I killed a pretty big area in 2 applications with this once I figured out that I had to use a goodly amount of it. Problem with this product is it's very expensive. This is 1 gallon ready to use, and it's almost $40 from Amazon, on Amazon Prime. With free delivery, it's $40, so not an inexpensive product to use. If you have a very small garden and you want a non-chemical herbicide, this is not a bad choice, but like I say, I'll link it in the description below. It worked okay. It does the exact same thing as these vinegar products do. It just burns the top off, and then you need to stay on top of it a week or so later, and as it's using up the rest of its energy trying to come back out again, hit it again, and you can usually kill it at that point. It might take 3 applications. Okay, the next thing is vinegar, and there's 100 recipes for killing weeds with vinegar on the internet, and so the first thing you need to know is the vinegar that you buy at the grocery store is right here. Hopefully this will focus on this. This is 5% acidity. This is actually 5% vinegar and 95% water. So I found this to be very ineffective. I can burn the foliage off of a lot of tender, newer weeds, and I can damage some of the perennial weeds that are a little bit tougher. But I think I'd have to spray Bermuda grass 6 times with this stuff over the course of 2 months to kill it. I could kill it eventually. It's not that effective. I use the surfactant, which I use spreader sticker is what I use. It's an oil that I mix in with this. A lot of people recommend to use dishwashing soap. I think like a tablespoon of dishwashing soap to a gallon of vinegar. And then there's recipes for adding salt to it. There's no way that I am adding salt to anything that I'm spraying on the ground at my house. That's not happening. I don't. The whole point of using something like this is it breaks down in the environment and goes away, and we don't have to worry about it lingering in the environment. And the salt will linger in the environment. So I'm not going to do that. If I have to do that, then I'll find an alternative to that. So the next step up from that, and what I use to kill this space and the big space at the garden center, and I don't say kill because this is 2 applications that have been done here and 2 applications at the garden center, and there's strawberries coming back here. Strawberries are tough. They may have come back even with a chemical herbicide. But with 2 applications at the garden center, I've got a week later, you can see undertones of green throughout. There's dandelions coming back and crabgrass coming back, and all the perennial weeds. Crabgrass isn't a perennial weed, but can be a little bit tougher to kill than some other weeds. And so a lot of that stuff's coming back. And even here, as I'm sitting here talking to this camera, I can see a little bit of green undertone in this a week after the 2nd application. This is, like I say, this is a 20% vinegar product, and this is an agriculture product. It's available to you on Amazon, and I'll link it below. I want to show you, I want you to take this seriously, that just because this is vinegar doesn't mean it's any less any less dangerous than anything else. This has a warning label that's as scary as any other warning label you'll ever read. This 20% vinegar product says it causes irreversible eye damage. I've been in this business for 30 years. I've sold chemicals. I've applied chemicals. I have a chemical applicator's license. I've trained people to do chemicals. I know chemicals very well, chemical labeling very well, and that permanent eye damage labeling is pretty rare. So be very, very serious with this product. Wear some eye protection, cover your arms, cover your legs. This stuff will burn your skin, and it will definitely burn your eyes. So keep that in mind. And it's what I used here to on this space. And I sprayed this thoroughly, and I've sprayed it thoroughly twice. And there's still, like I say, some things coming back. So I'm going to hit it a 3rd time, and I think that will do it. What I don't know is in this bigger space like this, which is in a big sunny area in the afternoon, if I'd probably just laid a piece of clear plastic out here, I may have been able to do the same thing over the course of the 4 weeks I've been working on this. If a piece of clear plastic in the sunlight can do a heck of a lot of damage, burning these weeds and grasses off. So that may be an option in this type of space. It wouldn't be an option in a bed. So if you're just spraying weeds out in a bed, this is probably a pretty good option. Just make sure this is all of these things are non-selective herbicides. They will hurt anything that they get on. So only make sure you're spraying your weed. Only, use some sort of sprayer that has a good nozzle on it, a backpack sprayer, a pump sprayer like this. This one actually comes with its own nozzle, and it should for $40. For $40, it should come with its own nozzle. But what I've discovered here is none of these items are as good at killing weeds as chemical herbicides. They're just not. And I wish they were. I mean, I wish I could make the video so that I found the perfect weed killing solution. But I don't think, if they were the perfect weed killing solution, I think we would all have known about it. They wouldn't be internet things. They would be things that we just all know to do. But they're not. And I'm going to continue to work with these products and use them. This 20% vinegar product is not expensive, in comparison to this product. And so I'm going to continue to use it, continue to work with it, and see if I can find ways to use it and timings to use it, and make it more effective. I think using it in the very, very early season, as things are just emerging in the spring, this would certainly be very effective. Those things don't have reserved energy, so it would burn the top off of them, and they just wouldn't come back. Same thing going into the fall as we get henbit and chickweed germinating, the winter weeds starting to germinate pretty soon. This would be very, very effective on that. So anyway, like I say, I'll continue to use these products, and I'll do another update video in the future. If you have some other ideas on ways other than putting salt on my lawn and my vegetable garden, let me know, throw them out there. I'm certainly up for testing any other solutions that people may have. Thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because these big open spaces that I have sprayed out, I have big projects planned for them. Thanks for watching.